I want to talk a little bit first to young women who might watch this, and then young men who might watch this, that marriage is important to you. So speaking to the young women first, my didn't expect that. These are the things I wish I would have known. And my channel is not to make women bad or wrong. It's to expose the challenges and limitations that we have in our wiring. And that as humans, we all have shortcomings. We all have flaws. And one of our shortcomings and flaws as women on a spectrum is that we have a selfishness. We have a need to be right. We have a need to be in control. And we can easily gain control and shape and manipulate a good man and strip him of who he is as a man because of our selfishness and only being able to think of ourselves. And what most importantly I talk on the channel is our unhappiness in ourselves as women, meaning we never learn to have a healthy relationship with ourselves, to be fulfilled from the inside out, and not looking for something to make us happy in life, that is our responsibility. And it's imperative for us as women in a relationship or a marriage with a good man that we learn to be happy within ourselves, or we will crush and destroy a good man because we inevitably end up blaming them and making them the problem for why we are so unhappy in ourselves. And that's what I wish that I would have known as a young adult woman. And I don't know that I would have listened because I was very stubborn and very rebellious, and I would have blown it off. But there are special young adults out there who can learn from older adults and their mistakes and the things that they wish they would have known. And it's important you say, I'm not going to be that woman. It's important to say and see how you know you have these traits in yourself, not making yourself wrong or bad. And what am I going to do to work on these and be a woman of integrity and character and flesh these things out in myself so that I'm self-aware and know myself and know my flaws and limitations so I can strengthen myself. Because I don't want to be a woman that destroys a good man and jumps into a marriage thinking he's going to make me happy, because it won't work. So this is about accepting, shining the light on the flaws and limitations we have as women on a spectrum to a degree, so that we're aware of those weaknesses in ourselves and can work on them and be the best we can be for ourselves, and then share in that with a good man. And that's what will make a marriage work, because a good man in his nature is responsible, hardworking, will value the marriage, value the responsibility that comes with it. And above all, his number one priority and motivation is for you to be happy and loved. But you first must make yourself happy in you and love yourself enough to flesh out and know the limitations in you, so you're bringing your best self to the table. And then you can have what I teach a marriage is really about between a good man and a woman, is having a dance in our differences, and that you are responsible for that happiness within yourself. That is the key ingredient to success in a marriage, along with the shared values we talked about today. For the young men who might listen to this, it's important to be aware of what I talk about, our limitations and flaws we have as women, so that you can go into a relationship or a marriage with a woman being objective and understanding those limitations and flaws, and learning to be strong in yourself and not vulnerable to our ability to be highly manipulative and to try to change you and overpower you and be the one in control, when you are strong and grounded in who you are as a good man and can understand and see the realities of a woman, then you can learn to navigate them and not give your power away to them, thinking it's your responsibility to make her happy. You have to know it is not your responsibility to make a woman happy. It is her responsibility to make herself happy. And when you are clear in that, you can show up as the good man that you are and have healthy boundaries. And a woman who's on the low end spectrum of what I talk about and the limitations and flaws we have as a woman will be able to dance with you and follow your lead and your natural ability to problem solve and be pragmatic and grounded in the realities of life. Whereas women, we're emotional and we want to make decisions emotionally and get swept away by our emotions and then use those to make you wrong and bad and try to control. But when you know that and you have a woman who's on the lower end of those limitations and flaws, she will be grateful for your strength and ability to stay strong in yourself and lead her. And she will still have, I say, temper tantrums and buck against your leadership. But if she's on that lower end, we'll learn to dance in that and not buck as much and respect you and be grateful to you for the boundaries you hold that allow her to be the best she can be in yourself. And when she's willing to take that responsibility on in herself and you're aware of the challenges, then that allows you to be the best in yourself by standing strong and firm in who you are and not giving that power away and not trying to make her happy, knowing that's her responsibility. And then she's empowered to do that for herself through your lead in that. But it's about understanding our differences and learning to dance in them and knowing we're never going to think and approach life the same because we're different as men and women, but we can learn to dance in those differences, which is what makes a marriage so beautiful, are the unique qualities that we have as women underneath our own limitations and weaknesses, and the unique qualities a good man has under his limitations and weaknesses, which is giving his power away to a woman and wanting to make her happy, which is a recipe for disaster in marriage. So I hope that that is helpful and that this video or episode might touch young people who a marriage is important to them and need a roadmap of things that are important to understand, and the realities of marriage and the realities of who we are as women and good men, so we can come together and have successful marriage in our society and culture.